Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey.
Well, ready to let them loose?
Yep, that's it. Let's see if they make us run.
Oh,
Probably so.
yeah, that one tried to get after him, but other than that, what can you expect? I mean, can you blame them? Oh yeah, they're getting after us now. Go, Joey, go!
They mad.
They're mad, buddy. I'm gonna get in the truck. You gotta go back and get your camera.
But also, just get as many as you can off the one that the food gets out.
You gotta move forward.
Do that side again. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Here we are. How you, Mr. JW?
It's cold up here.
We'll say hey to everybody over in the chat. Let's see. I do have the link pinned. See who all we got here. I can keep up with it. Jack and Danae, Gary Stewart, 21st Bees, DC, James Noel, Russell Amon, Mike Tangway, Keith Spielman, John B. That's what we're gonna call him, or John Bo. Ed Goodfellow, and Ben Smith. I saw Amber in there somewhere. Thought I had her marked. Amber. Let's see. Did I miss any?
You got Mark Miller there.
Mark
Roy
Miller. Hey, Mark. Roy.
coming in.
We
Where
getting
you
a
been,
few.
Miller? I've been talking about you all day today.
You've been talking about me?
No, Mark Miller.
Oh.
Talking bad things about him.
Oh, about me?
No, Mark Miller.
Oh, what'd you say then? I misunderstood something.
I said, hey, Mark Miller, I've been talking about you bad all day today.
Oh.
Had a couple of them dirty side boys over here today, Billy or Joey. In Missouri, the Missourians.
Yeah, you had them all with you.
I had a couple of them over here today. Put them through the ringer. I'm telling you. We started at 6 this morning. We quit at 10 to 5 this evening.
I hope.
Done me good.
Yeah.
Done them good too, I think. So let's see what happens.
So what did y'all do today? I was kind of reading something.
broke down hives, treated hives,
Treated.
ended acid strips. You name it, we done it today. Added a couple yards, started a couple new yards, added to 1 yard. Oh, had a good day, but I'm awfully tired. So, getting too old.
Yeah, I probably could have a few people around here that might come help me. They would like to come just to learn, but my thing is, it's always I never know what day or what part of a day that I'm going to actually get in my BR. I don't know why somebody in my position that's retired has to be so busy with everything else.
You know what I tell folks, don't you, Joey? I tell them I'm busy doing nothing. I don't have time to do anything.
Yeah.
It's been a long day today. They came out last night. I've got a little old slide-in camper. It slides in the back of my big pickup truck. They got here at Matt Ramsbottom and Nate. God, Here I go with the senior moment. Named Biggs. My, oh, they both live out in the south of St. Louis, out there in the smaller towns. They came out last night and brought, uh, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 beehives out here last night. They got here at 12:35 when they pulled into my driveway at the farm.
Mm-hmm.
And I waited up for to get them put up. And then I came back to the house, and they stayed in the camper. I came to the house and I got up and got them up before 6 this morning. We started at 6, and we was in bees all day. Didn't stop for lunch or anything else. We quit at 10 minutes to 5 this evening. So long day for the old man. We got a lot accomplished. We went
That's good.
through we went through set and reset and fed and treated, and you name it, we done it. Broke some hives down, added to a couple hives, and I think we ended up, if I figured correctly, we ended up going through 53 different hives today. So I should be in good shape. Had lots of fun, lots of good memories. Enjoyed it.
I hadn't really done a whole lot in the bee yard. Uh, I've been looking around in it a lot, just walking around and seeing what I could notice. I hadn't even really checked weights on a lot of them. We got a good flow going right now, and I'm just going to kind of wait till it starts slowing down.
Mine's done. I'm done. There's a few asters left, and my
Yeah.
goldenrod is turned into browning-rod. It's drying up. There's a few active goldenrod around, and there's some asters that still blooming, but there's just not
Really?
my fall is just about has fallen,
Mm.
about over.
Those two little hives in my backyard has my backyard stinking. It smells like a fenced in dog yard just about. It's so
You know,
bad.
you can believe this or not, Joey. I've messed with these doggone. There's quite a bit of goldenrod around me up here, and we don't have enough nectar coming out of the goldenrod here
Yeah.
to even get a smell. That everybody talks about that rotten or dirty sock smell, or
Yeah.
moldy.
I
I
I
know.
really didn't think we'd be getting a lot this year. We've had such a dry summer. I mean, we got a few light showers, but it ain't wasn't enough to even wet the dust. But
It don't make
something
that's
something's happening to it.
big difference. Y'all know what snake root is?
Who?
Snake root, white
Snake
snake root.
root?
It's
I've never
deadly.
heard.
It's deadly. It's addictive and deadly poison to livestock, horses, sheep, cattle. It gets in it,
Really?
and they claim it's kind of like, I don't know anything about dope, but people claim it's like dope. The more they eat of it, the more they want. I mean, it'll kill livestock in the woods. But
Huh?
it's starting to dry up now too. But the bees don't really work it, but it's a white flower, and it's I didn't know. I've never seen it in the South, and over in Georgia and stuff. I didn't know if y'all had any or not. But
If we do, I don't know what it is. If we
the
do,
woods well, if you talk to livestock guys around, ask them, they know what snake root is. But they've
I'll have
probably
to
heard
ask
of
somebody.
guys that they run cattle or horses or livestock, because it'll kill cattle, you know. So
So it just makes them want more and more of it, huh?
yep, that's what they claim. And then once they get started, they only cattle will only eat it if they're hurting for forage. Their
Yeah.
pastures are dried up or something. And it usually grows in a shaded woody type area. But we've got bunches of it around the areas of where I keep my bees up here. I didn't
Yeah.
know if you know what I was talking about or not.
I'm
Pretty
gonna
common,
have to ask somebody.
southern Midwest. I don't know how. I don't know if Mark's got it down there or not, or knows what it is. I'd be a billionaire if I could, because there's millions of plants around here. I don't know. I've never messed with it. I used to mess with, look for a little ginseng, but I've got too old to walk that much anymore. Too lazy, I guess, to mess with ginseng.
I totally forgot to go tone down that nightbot a little bit. I didn't talk to him at all.
Okay. If you catch me out, I'm gonna be madder than an old wet hen. I can tell you
I
that.
can't even remember how to go in and do anything in it. See, Philip's talking about his mom.
Okay.
I do have the invitation link pinned if anybody wants to come in and visit with us, give us something to chat about. I spent a little time. I was trying to tell Philip the other night on live, but everything was moving too fast. But we took a few day trip up to Canton, Texas. The big, I guess it's one of the probably the world's largest flea market. That thing's on like 400 something acres.
Wow.
Some of it's inside, some of it's under tent, some of it's just outside. And there's just a lot to see out there.
Did you buy everything you seen?
I didn't. Bought a few little things that we saw, and we bought a few things that's crystal that matches the set that Lisa has. Crystal set.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to get a few pieces to go with it, real cheap. Now the people I was with, they come home with all kind of stuff. Dude bought a birdhouse almost a half the size of that freezer right there.
Wow. You say a birdhouse? It was a birdhouse.
It was a Martin box.
Oh yeah.
It's big.
You know, I can't keep them things in my place. They come and stay for a while and then they move out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I've got several Amish folks around me, and they all got out them. They're artificial. They got them strings of gourds, you know, and
I had bought one. It was a Lowe's box and put it on in the yard of the house where I was working. And when we moved, I just left it. Lisa had asked me if I was going to take it down. I said, no, we're just going to leave it and let the next person enjoy it. I'll just go get another one. They ain't nobody messed with that box. It got so full of straw and the old nest, it's pushed the doors open. 4 years I've been going in there to my bee yard now and wishing I'd went ahead and took it down.
is it full of? What's it full of? Spathies?
Nothing's in it now.
Okay.
I hadn't seen anything in it, but
They'll run
nobody's cleaning it up where the martins would go in there. I even built a pole where the hinge down.
Yeah.
Where you could clean it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip, I was actually going to try to get with you and maybe ride up that way when it was all over and see if we could visit with you. And some things happened here at home. The granddaughter had a little fender bender, and I figured I'd better come home. Everybody's good, you know, nothing really tore up, but I needed to come home, make sure I got that all squared away. But we was going to just kind of meander all over the country and kind of head back down for today, actually, because we just parked our camper at the fairground today. So that little deal kind of knocked a whole week of our little camping run we was gonna make. See if I can turn this thing off. Here we go.
You got any cold weather up there yet, Brad? You're still on here? Tell us about it. There's Mr. Loma.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd Brader. Are you behaving? Keeping your mind on your work? Not gawking around every place?
I see Brian and Kathy's got in here.
Hey, Mr. Hogg. How you doing, sir?
You evoked my name.
Okay.
It's been actually pretty nice the last few days, but I think today is the end of it for foreseeable future. We're gonna have temperatures. I'm trying to convert in my head for your convenience. 60, maybe daytime highs 60 for the next while, maybe less.
Yeah, that's kind of what you had said in the video this morning, wasn't it? When at that point, I don't know what day that was.
It's been pretty cold at night, and it doesn't warm up real early. It'll get to, it's been 70 recently, but it takes until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get there.
Yeah.
And then starts cooling off again. So it's a daytime high, but only for a couple hours. And then, we've had freezing already. But it's still really nice. It's nice to work outside.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here today.
Oh, gorgeous here. It was a bit breezy, but otherwise very nice. Had some bees to feed. Little bit of a surprise with my out yard, with the amount of brood and the lack of feed. So I took some more out there today. Not an easy thing when you check your out yard and, hey, I need some. It's not even a very big yard. Hey, I need some feed, and it's 160 liters. I guess that's 40 gallons.
Yeah, that's about what we done all day. I had a couple of friends from the Missouri. I call it the Dirty Side Boys. They come across the river from Missouri over to my place, and we work bees today. My bees are pretty heavily influenced with Caucasian influence, so they're drawed way back now, and I just finished treating with a pretty stout Apigard treatment to boot, so it's got mine.
I kind of wondered when I was checking those two hives on, I guess it was Thursday, how much the breed of the bees was influencing what I was seeing. The first one I checked was one of those Italian buckfast, so I don't know anything about those. And the second one was one of my new grafted queens from this summer. So, a new queen, she's going to show some different characteristics than say a year-old queen. She's going to lay pretty hard into the fall. And I don't know what to expect of those buckfast. Are they, do they typically hold a larger brood nest into the fall? I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm not familiar with them at all.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from anything that says close to anything Italian in my area. They just eat too much and brood too strong to suit me.
What I didn't like was when I saw, there was a few cells of emerged brood and they hadn't backfilled that, and that's what made me think, well, I better get some more feed on, because I need them to do that. I need them to plug that out.
Yeah.
Right away. Increase my oxalic acid effectiveness.
I put the extended oxalic acid strips in 22 or 23 hives today. I'm putting in right at 58 grams. I don't know if that's too much, too little. That's what I put in. So
Did you see Bob Binney's video on their results?
yes, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and these are homemade ones too. So they're it's hard to tell exactly how much what the percentage is. But
Yeah.
it figured out about 16 grams
Yeah.
strip. I put I put three in each double or triple. I just put three in each. They're all double or triple 8 frames, and I put three strips in each one of them. So it'd be about
I'm
58.
kind of not sure what to think about those, because it's a bit of work, it's a bit of cost, and doesn't have the big knockdown might kill that you get with other treatments. It's kind of a maintenance thing, eh?
Well, I just treated pretty stout Apigard go around. I finished him up about 3 weeks ago. I wanted to give it some time before I went to strong oxalic acid. And I just tried him on about 20 highs or so. This is my first experience with him, so I'm going to keep pretty close track of it, see how they compare to the
Yeah.
stuff that I'm just treating with the straight vapor. See if I
Yeah.
can tell any difference when I test the mite count on them.
I find the vapor is so utterly convenient now.
Oh yeah.
Even having to do multiple applications every few days, do an application, it's almost a total non-issue now.
Grammy's talk about that goldenrod, that dirty feet. I just
Yeah.
don't get it here. Do you have goldenrod up there, Brad?
We do. I don't know that we have it to the extent that you fellas have it. I can't say that I'm familiar with that smell that you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't get enough. We call it a nectar flow out of it. We get some pollen out of it in my area, but I haven't seen any nectar flow out of goldenrod in probably in 7 or 8 years, probably. So once in a great while, if you get a real wet late summer, early fall, which we rarely have around this area, I'll get a little appears to be flow out of it, but other than that, it's strictly what little we get is strictly pollen.
So DC's asking if I'm able to use Bob's pucks. Now, are you meaning the Appy tablets? Um, and if so, yes, I've used them. I've tried them. Um, I've not. I'm not very good at running very conclusive experiments on things. I've used them, and I think they work well. Uh, I stopped using just about everything though. Um, that's right, Appy tablets, because I was just having some difficulties, and I wanted to reduce all of my variables, and so I stopped using everything pretty much. Even Apis Biologics, I just stopped using that just for this year, and then I can start adding things back in once I get things settled down a bit. Like it's just been too rocky the last 3 years or so.
Well, the thing about most of these treatments are just you got several hives, they're just almost prohibitive, financially for a working man. Oxalic acid, I mean, you got with your vaporizer, you got an initial cost, but once you get the initial cost out of the way, you can treat a lot of bees for very little money.
Yeah, that's the beauty. I can treat easily once a week. All season long, I can treat once a week, and it's not going to cost me a considerable amount of money at all
Sure.
once I have my equipment.
Yeah.
When you get a rhythm going in the yard, how long does it take you to do it with that new?
I was using I took the new turbo over to my out yard. There's 16 colonies there. Oh, and boy, it didn't take long at all. It did not take long at all. I was using 4 grams of acid, and I don't think it took 15 minutes to do the whole yard.
Yeah.
I know fast as that thing is, time you get one of those cartridges loaded,
Yeah,
it's already ready to move to the next
and and as good as it is, it's almost too good.
one.
And here's what I mean by that: is uh, it's got a much hotter element in it, so therefore it's fast. It comes up to temperature fast, vaporizes fast because it doesn't drop temperature very much. It recovers very fast. However, um, when it's sitting idle, it's using more battery to stay hot,
Yeah.
right? That's my impression anyway. And I find that if I can keep it busy, if I'm watching it and I can move it and reload it right away when it finishes its cycle, then it will use less battery than the compact. If I use it side by side with a compact, meaning that I don't really take advantage of the turbo because I'm still fussing with the compact and I'm setting up the turbo, and by the time I set up the compact, the turbo is done. So the turbo does sit idle more. I find in that situation the turbo actually uses more battery, and so it's kind of working against itself a little bit in that scenario. Because I have 2 compacts, that's ideal, because once I set one up and I go set another one up and then I come back, it's almost done, and I can move it and then go back to that one and it's done, and I can move that one, and I just keep going back and forth. This yard right here behind me, the way it's set up, it's terrible because the hives are all over the place. There's not there's hardly one pallet that has 2 hives on it. So there's a lot of walking and a lot of wasted time that way. But once the weather cools down, the bees aren't flying, then I can consolidate those. I can move the hives around. But yeah, so it's an interesting experience with the turbo and comparing it with the compact. It's a lot faster. Boy, is it ever fast. It's just really, uh, when you start using it, you don't, you see the indicator and it says, okay, it's done. And you don't think, no, it couldn't possibly be done. And I wait because I'm thinking, no, you can't possibly be done, but it is.
You waiting for that one more purge to come out of
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you set it up, you push the thing down, and then you stand there and you look at it for 10 seconds, and the light goes out, and you think, no, you couldn't possibly be done, but it is.
Hey, be for real.
I still just use on the vaporizer. I still got the old original. I've got it set on 430F for treatments. And he's talked about how long it takes. I keep pretty close track of that type stuff. What I do, I run 4 grams and I've got it set on 430. And I run 4 grams. I can get it back up to 430. It'll drop down to about 389, on disbursement. And I leave it in there till it comes back to 430 again before I take it out. And I run through a hive every minute, about every minute and 3/4, every minute and
Okay,
45.
you talking Fahrenheit, 430 Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that in Celsius? I'm going to look that up.
I don't know. I'm
I'll
I'm
do the
not privy
conversion.
to all that. I don't have a chart handy, so I don't.
430, yeah. Oh, come on. That is 221.
221
So,
C.
yeah. So, did you see the video that I put out this morning, JW?
No, sir, I didn't. I like I
So,
said, I've been in the bee yards
one
11 hours
no,
today.
that's okay. I'm not going to think poorly of you because you didn't. Because sometimes I'll go on and on about something, and
Yeah.
somebody, yeah, I saw the video. It's okay. In the manual for this turbo, he has a chart in there, and he actually did tests at various temperatures between 230 and 3, or yeah, something like 220 and 320 C, and he tested the output of the vapor, because there's three major components. There's formic acid, oxalic acid, and carbon dioxide that come out, and they'll come out at different proportions depending on temperature. And of course, he says, of course, the hotter you vaporize it, the faster it vaporizes. But uh, when you get over a certain point, then you get far more formic acid and CO2 than you get oxalic acid,
Yeah.
and mostly CO2. He found that 260 degrees was optimal, and so that equates to 500 degrees F. And now, I don't know if there are variables relative to the composition of the burn bowl and the vaporizer you're using and whatnot. Is that a ProVap you're using?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I can say about that. It's interesting that he did those tests. I've never seen anybody else actually do those tests.
I've seen some of those, and a lot of people say that if you get it real hot, that cuts the efficacy down on the oxalic. So I don't really know.
Yeah, you start to get mostly carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Combs had a question here. Some people do it like every other day, don't they, for a while, or every 3 days sometimes, or
I do a 444 is what I do, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you what I
yeah.
do. I run 4 grams 4 times, 4 days apart for a treatment. That's the way I do it.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
DOA.
I don't know what's correct. And a person has to decide how many grams you want to vaporize.
Yeah.
Right. But I did a little bit of reading last year when I was trying to decide what to do. And you do know that, life cycle is 21 days, but in particular, the capping stage is about 12 days, 12, 13 days, right? So when a cell is capped, then 12 or 13 days later, it's going to emerge. So that's when your mites are not vulnerable to OA. So the question is, when a bee emerges from the cell with the foundress, with the offspring, the life cycle of the mite is that they need to feed on an adult bee for a period of time before they're ready to reproduce, and then they jump off and they go into another cell just before capping. So the question is, hey Tom, so the question is, what's that interval? Because that's the interval that you need to pick these mites off, right? When they're riding around on the adult bees. And that interval was 4 or 5 days. Apparent from the reading that from what I read. So that's why I decided on, to target 4 days. Often it gets pushed to 5, sometimes more, but I can usually catch 5 if I don't get 4. And then also at least 4 times, perhaps 5, because 4 times covers 12 days, right? So if you hit 5, then you're going to hit 16 days. So that'll give you some overlap over that 12, 13 day capped period to catch all of those mites at some point. It's pretty much a one and done, but it does kill mites for about 24 hours.
I see what Chris is asking now. Now so 2 rounds in one day is 8 grams, good for law.
Oh.
I don't know.
You can.
Doing it twice, but it's in the same day. I don't know how that law reads. Never read it, so I don't
It's
know.
not the same as 4 grams. 4 grams is per protocol, isn't it? And that powder,
4 grams in a double deep.
size your hive, depends on the humidity, depends on the temperature. I'm going to suggest, it's going to vary. You just got to use, good judgment. Maybe I'm not too capable of doing that sometimes, but I'd suggest you got to use good judgment. What are you laughing about?
Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you got
how
to
you learn that?
Right? That's exactly what happens.
You got a green card worker back there doing all the work for him. He just sitting there like a king on the throne. Poor old Melissa. She's sweating it out. Another sweat farm. I see it. One of them poor boy operation. You got 3 heated bottling tanks there.
Yeah, I thought he was in Bob Binney's bottling room at one point there. I looked.
You name it.
Those aren't that big. Those are small ones.
That's what I tell them. You got it, flaunt it. Just stick it all. That's one of them poor boy operations.
I'm trying to grow to an old man in the bees scale. He was cattle, and I was bees.
Well, we can do that. I'm short on both right now. Short on cows. Can't afford to buy any cows. They're too high.
Yeah, that's no kidding.
Almost as high as buying beef.
We just got 100 pounds of ground chuck today, and just to get us through until we order another cow. Our beef dealer suggested that we wait to buy the whole cow for a minute. He thinks they're going to come back in a little bit. I said, okay.
They got a long ways to come back. A good fat beef will cost you $3,000. Butcher beef.
What's a pound round
On the
running
hoof.
for in the store these days?
Process. Excuse me, Brad. I'm sorry.
I was just wondering what a pound of ground round is going for in the store down your way.
Don't know. I haven't bought any
What you graded as light.
hamburger type meat any kind of beef in the grocery store for a long time. So I really don't know. Somebody said somewhere in the neighborhood 7.
I don't know.
Is that correct?
Really? We're still running probably 5 or 6.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm talking out of turn, but I'm
Yeah.
Russell Koopman says $5 to $6 a pound.
Okay, that's same as us. $5 a pound. I could probably find it still for $5 a pound or a little bit less, but often it's 6.
About any kind of good grill steak is, you're going to get up around $20 range. And if you go this new Japanese Wagyu type stuff, you talk about the $30, $35 range.
Todd.
Brad.
There's a guy I want to know. He's right there with the butcher beef right there.
The auction was today. I didn't go. It didn't go to the auctions. I don't have room in my freezer. Hey, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
I just double checked my box you was asking me about.
Yeah.
It comes on at 90 and kicks off at 91.
Okay.
But anywhere in that 90 to 95 is good because my box is set at 95.
Okay. Yeah, I have mine set at 93, so I just left it there.
Yeah,
I was just wondering.
That's good.
I don't know. Michael 21st Bees down there in Arkansas, he said his 85-15 type ground beef was $9 a pound. You know, that's retail.
Wow.
$35 a pound, Matthew Sweeney's saying.
Ground beef.
Beef for real. Ah,
Pork is about the cheapest thing you can find here.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Chicken was, but chicken's gone up a lot now too.
If you're gonna fill those.
A lot of turkey in there. You can buy processed turkeys like from the Amish folks. It's not inspected, but you know. But you can buy turkey.
Probably better.
In my area, but I don't like turkey, so I don't buy it.
Turkey weekend here. Our Thanksgiving is the second Monday in October, so it's Turkey Day on Monday. Then we're having ham. I prefer ham over turkey.
It's easier to cook, that's for sure.
Since it already is cooked.
Brad, you ever had deep fried turkey? The way we do it down here in Louisiana?
I don't think I ever had deep. You know what? I lied. Years and years ago, a friend did a deep fried turkey. I recall it was okay. Tasted like a deep fried turkey.
Just turn up your heated bottling tanks up to about. Throw it in there, and you just
There's sure a lot of garages get burnt down.
pasteurize your honey and fry
Deep fried turkeys.
Yeah, people burn their house down for Thanksgiving sometimes when they do that.
your.
Cook the turkey and the house.
Supposed to do it outside.
Well, even some of them do it on the outside. They do it right against the house, and you got a big old
They
pork.
fill it up. They fill it up with oil and get her all cooking, and then they throw that turkey in, and you got oil everywhere.
Start dropping that turkey in there too fast and never turn the flame off to the thing. You're asking for trouble.
And it foams up and boils, and
Usually what happens, just about time you think you got it where you want to let it go, all of a sudden it starts coming up through the hollow of that turkey like a volcano. You got to be real careful with that. I have fried many a turkey.
So, did you get a lot of snow today, there, Mr. Wizard?
Yeah, it snowed big here today. That's from this morning.
Wow. Wow. Did it melt?
I
Or is it
got
still
some
on the
real
ground?
estate. I got some real estate. I want to sell you too, Todd. If you going for that act.
we can see him and hear him. It's a good thing we can't smell him because it would.
I want to show y'all this. We one of our South Louisiana guys is in here. Be for real. This, let's see if I can make this picture bigger. This is some of his honey. And I tell you what, this honey is so different from most of the southeast Louisiana where I'm at. It is totally different. This is good stuff here. If I could get this at my place, I could sell it for half again what I'm selling for. And I don't know, I'm not really sure what kind of trees he's getting this from. But it kind of has that, like it's got a little bit of that sourwood in it. I don't know what would be tasting like sourwood way down in South Louisiana.
Huh.
That stuff is good. I've been wanting to tell him that, and I hadn't seen him on live lately.
Well, isn't he down in your general area?
He's way down south.
You mean down around Homer or down in there? Is that what you're talking about on the river?
Let's see. Lafitte?
Lafayette or Lafitte or however you spell
Lafitte. Yeah, that's pretty much where he's at, Lafitte.
You say that Lafitte?
Well, they have a Lafayette, they have a Lafitte.
the
Oh, okay.
the way the
Yeah.
Creoles pronounce it, Lafitte, I think, in it, Joey. I think
I don't want to show his address on here, but it's spelled Lafitte. Lafitte.
know,
We're not bothering you, Tom, are we?
Yeah, I wish you would talk a little quieter, please. You're busting up my concentration here.
I like how you're doing that, sitting down. That's pretty nice.
This is my comfy office chair that's and not really an office. What was an office?
Anyway, I just wanted to tell him he had some good honey.
maybe he's got some. I don't. There's no Tupelo over that far west, is there? You know what Tupelo honey is?
Yeah, but
That's a swamp tree, basically.
it's so long since I tasted it.
Yeah,
I got
I don't like
two
it, but a
Tupelo
lot of
here.
folks do.
Tupelo's supposed to be real popular too.
That's what I say, but I don't care for it. But
Yeah.
most people do.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I have 2 buckets I brought up from Florida.
Well, you're supposed to eat honey. You shouldn't be eating those buckets.
You can't tell me what to do.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Y'all behave. I'm gonna get the bot after y'all.
He started it, Joey.
I just said you shouldn't be eating those buckets. You just supposed to eat the honey.
Oh.
Did Matt come by your place this weekend?
Yeah, they just left about 2 hours ago, probably 3 hours now.
I just sent him a message on a deal of a 2,000-pound sack of granulated sugar for 43 cents a pound, but you better jump on it.
Yeah, I don't imagine he's gonna find any cheaper.
Nope. It's actually fairly close to me too.
Wow, that's that's pretty good. Nice price on that. But he's got to store it too.
I'm sure with as many highs as he has, he wouldn't have a problem using it up. 2,000 pounds doesn't go that far, you know?
Well, you'll have to store it.
Not near as far as you think it would. You go to using it, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Sable palm. Russell said that could be sable palm. I don't know what that is either.
Yeah, that could be. I'd say. Yeah.
Is that the same thing as a cabbage palm? Or is that a little different?
I guess I'm saying it right.
Yeah, you are.
How's your blue curl doing out there, Todd?
It dried up. It's the plants
Growing on you?
the plants are turning into tumbleweeds. They're about done. So my bees were active today. I think the eucalyptus is blooming again. So I didn't drive over to look, but I think that's what's going on. They're all eating sugar syrup that I made. With my secret sauce in it. So we'll see what happens.
Are you making a sticky all this thing?
Uh-oh. That don't sound good.
What's that?
Your
Secret sauce?
bee bread out there is made out of real bees, isn't it?
What, mine?
Or is it made out of sugar ants? Huh?
You know, I've really had a good ant year this year. I've stayed on top of the cobwebs and keeping the oil traps, filled up. And I have not had a problem with those things this year. Nice. There's one less thing to mess with. The ones that are giving me fits are those black widows right now. They're everywhere this year.
I told you what to do with them.
Yeah. Nice little bag. Holy cow.
Numerous amounts of small flower, blackberry, mulberry, and pecan. Yes.
I remember when a 25-pound bag of sugar, it was probably 4 or 5 years ago, was $8.99.
Yeah.
Now it's $2.
Yeah.
You just put them on the tops of those.
So who does the labeling in the family, Tom?
Melissa and I both kind of do. Depends. Depends on what we have going on. Sometimes she'll fill them and label them. Sometimes I'll do some. Depends. So we don't. So those tanks behind me, that's a 25, 25, and then a 16. So that's light, dark, and then bourbon barrel over here, and the 16. So we don't keep them completely all the way filled up all the time. We only put 10, 15 gallons in there, maybe 20 gallons if we have a lot to fill up. But we really only bottle things as we somewhat need them. And for the most part, like right now, I just put some in this one here, and I've got it turned up to about 94 degrees. But the other ones, they usually sit down around between 85 and 90 degrees when, we're not going to be, if I put something in them, I try to turn the heat up a little bit to push anything, the rest of that's got to settle, like maybe a little bit of that foam or whatever to push it to the top. Yeah. And then when it gets low, I stop and then fill it back up and let it rise back up to the top. And usually that heat allows it to do a little bit faster, a little better. Mm-hmm. And so we really only fill things as we need them. Like we have a market coming up or whatever it might be. We'll keep some stock on hand, but nothing more than typically 30 or 40 bottles of anything that we've got, So I don't know. It's just easier for us. I keep everything in either food grade barrels or food grade buckets until we need to put it into the tank. And, since we literally just sold out of all of our 24 honey, and then I sold off some buckets to a couple of beekeepers around St. Louis that were out early this spring. And so basically everything that we're bottling now is just all 25. So we really don't have any like surplus per se.
Yeah, I've got an input question for the chatters and the folks watching. Does anyone have any experience with oregano as a planted food source for honeybees? Everybody know what I'm talking about? Everybody knows what oregano is, but it's a
I cook with it.
A flower spice that a lot of folks in the plant. But I'll tell you what, I have I guess you might call him a mentee that has a bunch of it, and he put some hives out, and I'll tell you the new hives and the bees swarming that stuff. I'm going to get me some seed and try to plant some. I just wonder if anyone had any experience with it. Anybody know anything about it?
I don't.
None.
Nope.
Like I said, good oregano oil, good tool for mites. I'm not talking about the oil. I'm talking about the flowers on them as a food source for.
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie.
Hey,
Mr. Thomas, how you doing?
all right. Raining here right now.
Is it? Well, good for you. We could use some.
I'll say it's not pouring or anything like that. It's just kind of just a light shower. Probably rain all day tomorrow and Monday too, they say.
Well, it was supposed to have done that here, and we had one full day of it, and I got 4/10 out of it, 4100s.
That sounds like my
Blizzard
deck.
off and on about all day. Yeah, that's all the rate I got.
Hey, Randy. Hey, Mike.
Picked oregano years ago, and it
Right.
won't hurt. Okay. Oops.
Yeah, well, it's out there. I'm glad it didn't rain till late tonight. I had one nuke that was queenless, and the wax moth was just starting to get into one of the frames. So got that bee shook out of that and put that in the freezer. And then I had about 3 other hives that are queenless, the 10 framers, and I condensed 2 out of the 3 down to like 1 or 2 boxes. That's as far as I could get for right now. So other than that, I'm pretty much done as far as as far as doing anything with the bees, maybe. Been doing like Tom there, been bottling honey once or twice a week. Selling pretty good. What's that, a 16-gallon max ant, Tom?
Yeah, so that's a 16, 25, and a 25. We put the bourbon barrel in this one, the bourbon barrel aged.
Mhm.
That is our dark extracted. That's our light extracted. So it's just easy. I don't really need huge tanks. So light, dark, and then
Yeah,
bourbon.
that's what I got. I got the 25.
What
Yeah,
kind of
it's-
table you got them sitting on?
Say again?
Stainless steel.
Yeah,
What
those
kind
are
of table?
Stainless steel table. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. I want one just like that for over here.
So actually, what's funny is I was kind of playing around with it a little bit because that table right there, it has a 2-piece leg. I cut the legs down on those right there to
Yeah.
lower a little bit. So when we're in a sitting position, like even these right here in the seat that I'm in is pretty comfortable. But this little stool down here that we've got, it's a little bit more comfortable for that. So I was kind of playing around with them a little bit. I also didn't. I don't know. Just I think about all those small details. Sometimes they don't matter much, but I didn't want to overload either one of these tables with the size honey tanks that I've got. That's something that's pretty important. The last thing you want to do is come down and see these things loaded up so much that the whole thing's flipped over because it collapsed one of these restaurant grade tables. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it works just fine. We have a few more on the other side of the room over here. It's
Question is how you loading that sucker?
the
Yeah.
what?
Are you pumping your honey into the tanks or what?
No, I just well, it's hard to see, but on the top of
makes-
that there,
He's got one of them Melissa pumps that goes up there and puts it
yeah, this is my pump right there.
in.
So you can see right there. That's the little bucket holders. There
Yeah, I got one.
and over here. So I don't pump anything into there.
Yeah,
Forgive the
but
mess that's down
trying
here,
to get
but
trying to get a 60-pound bucket up there and tipping it is a bear.
it'll make me give a little grunt. The only thing that we have pumped is like right now the honey creamer has a thing, and actually we just filled a whole bunch of with the speed fill thing here. We filled a bunch of the creamed honey, so that's the only thing that we're actually pumping.
Yeah, now see what I did with mine was I took that 25-gallon tank and I got it on a scissors lift from Far Harbor Freight, and then when I'm filling, I raise it up, which comes up to table height.
Yeah,
Whatever that is. And like you say, I'm sitting on a chair, the table's off to the right. You put your plastic bottles there, and I got a scale, and I'm, it's very easy. Oh, there you go. Same thing I got.
mm-hmm.
That's what that's 500 pounder in it, Joey.
Yeah, it's almost too small for that big tank.
Yeah, I bought the 1,000-pound because the deck is about a couple inches wider, and the steel crosses and the wheels and stuff are much heavier.
I had to replace these wheels already, but
Yeah,
I had a
I got
smaller.
that
mileage
idea
one about
from Mike Berry, and Mike Berry and Jason Crook. He's got the next step above the 25-gallon. I think what is that 40-gallon?
42, I think.
42 gallons, something like that. pretty darn good size. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know that I would benefit from that. You know, we don't package in any kind of large production scale. You know, so I mean, still doing it kind of manual with these things here, and then also the speed fill. I thought about getting more speed fills, but I just don't think I would benefit from it. You know, I'm not trying to spend
You know,
money.
the main thing I got with a bottling tank is, and I mean, I looked at when you could buy a 16 gallon years ago for $1,200, and I'm like, how can you justify that over a 5 gallon bucket with a spout on the bottom? But once you get one, and you know,
You never want to go back.
that's for sure. You first thing is I got the 25. At the time, I could hold most of my honey crop in there, and you didn't have to worry about crystallization. It's warm enough to pour, and you can pour on demand. Where I got a hot box in the basement, lug up that bottling bucket up the staircase, about kill your shoulders and back, and you know, it's like I got rid of all that. Just go over there and jack the thing up and sit there and bottle up 20, 30 pounds for what you need for the week or the next couple of days, and you're done. Anytime
Hey, Tom. Oh,
No.
go ahead, Charlie.
anytime, you know, and then keep it filled every couple of weeks, you know, with a bucket.
Hey, Tom, can you connect that speed fill to those tanks behind you?
I can't.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I can show it a little bit closer here if you want to see the speed fill is connected to.
Blow it up, Joey.
I know the
I don't know if
creamer, but what about the Maxon tanks behind you?
Is it showing this part
Yeah.
right here? It's got I have a shut off on there, and it's got the hose that goes over to this guy right here. And then, I don't know, 1.5 inch hose here. So, I mean, what's amazing is, you know, you wouldn't think about it. Actually, interestingly enough, Brad and I had this conversation before, probably, I don't know, it might have been last year even. I don't recall exactly, but you know, I was pretty reluctant to think that even though John had advertised the speed fill being able to pump cream honey, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I buy that, you know, like maybe it'll kind of somewhat get right, but just not do a good job. But I'll be honest with you, when we actually used that, when we actually used it, it does a tremendous job.
Yeah.
I'd show you, but I ran out of we already bottled.
I can find another jar still.
It'll do your creamed honey.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
But Tom, the tanks behind you, the Maxan tanks, that adapter fits onto those tanks too. I mean, are they basically universal?
No, it'll be a little bit different.
But you still can't tap into them.
You can, absolutely. So if you look at the here, it just has a female threaded piece that comes out. So they say no drip. I say one drip.
Yeah, one drip
that's on here. It actually threads in back here to the female threaded piece.
Yeah.
So you can find adapters and pieces to actually go to a sanitary fitting, and then hook it up however you want. The Hilco one that's over here was behind me. So this guy right here has a flange on it, and then so that bolts to the flange itself, and it's got a butterfly valve in it, so I can close it off. So interestingly enough, we actually had, let me show you, we had a mishap when Melissa was originally filling that machine up. This is a 3D printed piece. Keep in mind, that's supposed to be nice and flat. What happened was, because when she does her creamed honey, unfortunately, we do have to pasteurize it. It gets to 160. And these were 3D printed for me and given to me. So I had it bolted onto that piece. And, well, long story short, she ended up putting a lot of hot honey in there. And it basically melted this piece here and come pouring out on the floor. So I lost about 5 gallons or so. on this vinyl floor that I have down here, which was it was a pain. I can't believe I didn't flip my lid, but we just went to start cleaning up. It took me 3 hours to clean it up, and I mean, made it spotless. So thank God for that anyway. But lesson learned. And so I end up using, and what's interesting is I already had 2 of those I bought from John Hill last year. I just didn't put them on, and forced me to put them on then. So when she dumps it in there, I close the butterfly off because that's all a stainless steel piece. And I close it off and then let it all cool down before we proceed any further.
So you have to heat it to 160 degrees?
Well, you don't have to. It depends on the method that you are using. Melissa can explain it much better than I can, but we use something called the dice method.
Yeah.
And the dice method says that you have to heat it up to remove any and all crystals.
That's right.
And you have to kill the yeasts off in it if you're using that method. So technically, it's, you know, the suck part of it is it's no longer raw because you've now pasteurized it technically. But what I will say, the positive side of that is you definitely don't have any crystals in there when you heated it to 160 and you've killed the yeast off. It pretty much takes care of that. So there's a bit of a trade-off involved there by using that method. Now, if Brian's still in here, I believe, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe he uses a different method for his. So basically, we just had a bad experience early on. Well, I say we, but I really mean Melissa, because she's the one that really does that. And the experience that we had was there must have been a little bit of crystallization that may have come out of the bottling tank. Sometimes these valves, because they don't stay that hot, sometimes you can get a little bit of tiny crystal buildup in there. Well, if that happens, all it takes is a little bit of crystals that are not your same quality or grade that you want to use for a creamed honey. And what'll happen is now you've kind of basically tainted your cream honey seed to a larger crystal that may not be as nice as what you want. So basically what she ended up doing is she went with the method that was the dice method. So you have to heat it up, and we have not had a problem since. So like I said, there's a trade-off involved there, and that's just what we chose to do. So
Mine does it 120 quickly to cream.
Yeah, my honey's 116F is what it converts to before creaming, so it's still classed as raw.
Yeah. And not saying that you absolutely can't do that, right?
No, I totally get your reasoning.
I would say that the trade-off is Brad, if he does 116, he's left the integrity of that raw or, live enzyme inside the honey. He's retained that. Now there would be considered a half shelf life. So it would have been degraded just a little bit, but not to the point I don't think you can't classify it raw. Whereas but I think the trade-off is it's still possible that even at 116, he could have some rogue crystals in there. Whereas at 160, you've eliminated that. But now I can't say it's raw anymore because I've heated it to that 160 point and you have pasteurized it. So,
now I got people will tell me that, they like my honey because it doesn't crystallize. And I keep my bottling tank, and it goes as high as around 92, 94 degrees.
Yeah.
And it shuts off. And then it goes down to about 82, 84. It kind of fluctuates that 10-degree area.
Well, I think sometimes people think that when honey is crystallized, and I've heard this before, and I've tried to educate folks with it is, well, my honey is crystallized, it's gone bad. I'm like, it absolutely is not going bad. I said, if you lightly heat it up over a long period of time, and you melt those crystals back down, you can typically get that done at about 104 over, a handful of hours. Like you have not damaged that honey in any horrific way, so I'm like, continue to use it. And when they say, well, I don't like so-and-so's honey because it crystallizes. Well, again, I think, in my opinion, that's the beauty of it. Because if you have a higher dextrose rating or a higher glucose D sugar content in the nectar, it will crystallize faster. Brad can speak toward that because these guys have a nectar source up there in his neck of the woods that crystallizes what, short of a month with your
yeah, a couple of weeks at canola.
yeah. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I tell people when they complain about crystallization, I said, well, if it crystallizes, I says, you got real raw honey. I says, if it doesn't, it's been, like from the store, it's pasteurized as far as I'm.
And that's not true either.
yeah,
It really depends on it's all about nectar source.
yeah.
I have pails of honey that I extracted over a year ago in the shed that are still liquid. They're not. I don't know if they're liquid. They're not solid. I can still squeeze the pails. The fact is, granulation is a natural process. It proves nothing else.
Now Gary says here he wants thinking about selling honey butter. Is that also the same thing as creamed honey?
No, it's not.
Different.
Honey and butter.
Yeah. I've tasted some before that Ricky Rourke has made, and it was amazing. And honestly, he made it with a honey that if most people here, well, I think Brad has it up in his neck of the woods as well, as a goldenrod. You all have that, right?
No.
No? Okay. Well,
Not
goldenrod,
really.
when it comes into the hives, it has not all the time, but it can have the odor of like a gym locker, like dirty feet or sweaty socks or something. Yeah. But what's interesting
That's
is
what I look for in honey.
I know, right? It's absolutely amazing. It's a real dark honey. It comes in late fall for us around here when we get it. I know Charlie spoke about that himself. But when you let it sit for a minute, that smell, when I say a minute, you kind of let it age out in the combs a little bit. That smell tends to kind of go away. So if you like a really dark, rich honey, it's not bad. Ricky ended up making some honey butter with that himself, and honestly, I think it was an amazing idea because the taste on it was fabulous. And you're taking a honey that I don't know. I'm not a dark honey guy, so it's hard for me.
So what is honey butter then, or what the process?
Honey and butter.
Well, what do you do to mix
Just
it?
mix it up.
You whip it.
Literally.
Yeah.
Whip it.
Mix it up. It's just really super sweet butter is what it is.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
really good. And
It
for
is pretty good.
extra magic, you stir in some cinnamon honey butter.
Have you ever been to Texas Roadhouse?
Yeah.
That's honey butter.
Oh,
it's got
okay.
cinnamon.
It's got cinnamon in it.
Cinnamon honey butter.
Makes them biscuits taste good.
Yeah.
That's real expensive to make.
My son will go to that place and fill up just on the bread with that with that cinnamon butter. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. Like maybe Brad or any of you guys that run any kind of production, do any of you all use an automatic labeler? And
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, here's my
I'd love
automatic
one.
labeler right here.
Yeah, I'd love one.
There was a gentleman at Nobby. His company was called Race Label, and he was basically a machinist by trade, and that's what they did. But they manufactured a very nice labeler. Now, when I say automatic, I don't mean motorized. I mean more of a
mechanical automatic.
Yeah, like a mechanical automatic, basically. You would set it up in this rig, and you'd have your round label set up in there. So you'd set your bottle and your stops up in there, whatever type of bottle you're using. And as you would roll it, it would set that label exactly in the right spot that you needed it. Not saying it wasn't worth it. His price on the one that he had was $2,500. It'd be nice to see something a little cheaper than that. But because we use a few different styles of bottles, so I would need something that maybe wouldn't necessarily do all of them, but would do a couple that I can keep some labels set up in a few different ones that sit around here, because labeling is just, man, time consuming and tedious. I hate
I've
that.
spent a long time online looking at different units.
Yeah.
And if I could afford it, it's not $2,500, but if I could afford it, I would buy what's called a Primera. 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 They're running, I think, 1,500 Canadian or something.
Okay.
1,800 Canadian.
Okay,
I think they're a pretty robust unit.
Is that a? Can you set it up to do multiple different styles of label as far as like the bottles that you would use?
Oh yeah, fully adjustable.
Yeah.
It's electric. There's just rollers on the front. You set your labels in it. There's rollers. You set your bottle sideways on it.
Yeah.
Push the button. It just rolls the label. Set the next one. Just rolls the label.
That's the way this one worked. Is it would
Yep.
you'd set the bottle horizontally on it, and
Yep.
like I said, it had rollers. His
Yep.
was a manual. You would basically your hands would be the motor, and you would kind of wipe it.
Oh,
But
okay.
it would set stops on your particular bottle that would have it keyed off to a specific area. It might be kind of hard to see on ours, but we're using an inverted bottle here, and the one thing I would like to do for our label is thicken up the lettering on there a little bit so that it shows through just a little bit better. But I like the idea of a clear label because I like to be able to see through the product itself. So
I did that one time. I experimented with those, and because my honey sits in retail a lot, I learned that a jar of liquid honey with a transparent label on a store shelf looks like a jar of motor oil
oh yeah.
because there's no backlight.
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
I stopped doing that,
I like being able to see the product. I understand what you're saying.
and that's why I did it.
I used those inverted bottles for years till I started buying from a different place here. And I've been trying to get them to start selling those inverted bottles, but they hadn't yet. I like them. They seem like they bring in more light.
Yeah, it does have a, I don't know, it's fairly broad,
Yeah,
without the label.
the way it's made, it looks big compared to other 1 pound
It's a
bottles.
little bit taller.
I also
not as
like
squat.
the top,
Yeah.
how it's like that ketchup bottle. It
Yep.
basically, I mean, you'll spend a little bit more money on it. I don't know. I'm not trying to get the lowest amount I can for my honey, so to spend a little bit more.
That's actually a no drip cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually the only plastic we have is that one squeeze bottle. Everything else is glass that we use.
I was talking about dark honey.
Now, you were talking about labels, Tom. Do you have one of those label dispensers?
No, not really. So I'll just show you, for example, the ones I'm using for these bottles.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well, I
on
mean, my friend Lloyd up there, he's a packer. He doesn't have a label machine.
That's dark.
That's a dark honey. It's about 5 or 6 years old.
Holy cow. You can't even hardly see light through that.
No.
Wow.
What kind of honey is that, Joey?
I think that's probably our midsummer honey.
Wow.
It's not spring at
You
all.
don't see that around here.
And that didn't get sold because it's got a dented bottom on it where it got dropped.
But he had a thing from Amazon where you put the rolls on there at different, like different labels and stuff. And kind of what it is, you kind of pull the roll tab and it actually separates the label off the paper for you. And I think you still got to stick it on by hand and all that.
Yeah, tulip poplar honey's pretty dark there, Gary. I don't have too much tulip poplar in my area enough for any
Another fill.
honey source out of it. It's real dark.
Extra light.
What?
This tank needs to be filled.
Yeah.
Put extra light in it. So we can light this up for the next one.
So Charlie, you were asking about labels. So it's a little bit more expensive to get them on a roll like this, but this is like for our smaller bourbon barrel.
Mm-hmm.
This one I'm a little bit more fond of as far as the label goes.
Yeah, like I say, he had all it is a metal box. It's got rollers in it or bars going across, and he can pull that like a tape like air, but it has some mechanism that kind of separates the tape and the label. I think you still got to take your fingers and stick it on the bottle.
That might be more like what Brad was talking about, whereas you are running that. This would probably set up in one of those labelers similar to what Brad was referring to. And it'll, like you said, it'll pull the, I don't know how it actually does it, but it would pull the label off from there and expose the sticky side. And as the bottle or whatever you're using runs through it, it'll press it on nicely, and you don't have to worry about a fingerprint or anything like that in there. So
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, what was the company that you were looking at Nobby?
It's called Race Label, RACE Label. They were there last year. He was over near, you had a small booth. He was over near, that outfit up there by Brad. What's that?
He was over by the Aperture. He was over by the guy that was 3D printing all the
Aperture Apiary, but the Dancing Bee. That's what I was thinking of. Because we bought, actually it's out there, but we bought a wax melter from Dancing Bee. Is that right, Brad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll go get that other bucket.
Tom's slacking on his job, busy moving his lips.
That looks like a nice unit. I think well built. The fact that it's not powered or anything.
The thing from Race Label.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple of different ones, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a few different ones on here.
Was he the guy that was at Nobby where it spit the label out automatically or something?
I don't think so. I don't think he had
There was
one
company there that was sort of, I think, where it printed the label and put it on the bottle too.
Yeah, no, that wasn't him.
Are you looking at it on the website, Brad?
Yeah.
Is it RACE label or how's it?
Yeah, racelabel.com.
Yeah, and anything of it is, all them bottles are always round. Well, that's easy.
Don't everybody say something at one time now.
I'm watching them use this labeler.
Can you share it on here?
Yeah, sure. You see that?
Not yet. He hadn't put it up. He's got to put it up.
I think he's on the phone.
It don't matter how many times I tell them not to bother me.
You got to share it, Joey.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Add to stage.
All right, I'll play it.
L1, and we do have a gap guide on it. I'll show you what that's for as we go along here. We're going to be applying a clear on clear label to a glass bottle which has seams on both sides, which you want to stay off of, because especially if you label clear labels over a seam, it'll show terribly. So what we do is we put the bottle in and we locate the seam about 3/4 of an inch away from the gap guide. That tells us that we're in the right spot to start the label. And we're going to be applying a back label first.
He's got
Because
it's
it
a
has
two-handed
an indicator
operation.
on it. This is a recycle symbol that I'm gonna bring to the gap guide. Then we apply the back label, and what that does is give you the proper gap, keeps you off the seams. You can see very closely that there's not a wrinkle or a bubble in the bottle. So once again, bottle goes in the machine. We locate the seam about right here, about 3/4 of an inch away from the gap guide. Apply the front label. Come around to the recycle symbol that's on the back label, and we apply the front label. And that gives you the proper gap, perfectly clear application with no bubbles or wrinkles. Once again, bring the
Thing
bottle over
is, where did you get that label printed out?
1/4 of an inch away from the gap guide on the seam.
Well, you just order those from the label
Back
company.
label, come around to the recycle
That's
symbol.
how mine come.
That sets our gap. We apply the back label. You get the same exact results. Proper gap. We're off the seams. And there's not a wrinkle or a bubble on the bottle. Once again, the bottle in the machine, about 3/4 of an inch away from the gap indicator on the seam. We apply the back label. Bring it around to the recycle symbol that's on the back label. We apply the front label. We get the same exact results. Seams are running down the middle. There's not a wrinkle or a bubble. And the gap is absolutely perfect.
So that would make even because I think he has like smaller ones you could do like lip balms on. Labeling lip balms is tedious. Or you can adjust it for lip balms or something, because I remember us asking him about it. Here you go, Charlie. Here's Tom, how Tom gets that up there.
I need Melissa to do this for me.
Melissa's not doing it. That's for sure. I'd get one of those scissor lifts if I had to do it.
Well, even with my scissors, yeah. How full was that bucket, Tom?
60 pounds.
He didn't show us that, did he?
It's full. Here,
Okay.
show him this one here.
Show him that one, okay.
It's full.
Yeah,
Oh,
Those are 60-pound buckets.
That's 60 pounds. Yeah, definitely, because it's right up to the top. I like them around 55, 50 at the most. That way it's a little more flexible about dumping it.
It's all the way filled. About as full as it's going to get.
Yeah.
Did you just pour that in the right bucket? In the right?
Extra white. I did dump the wrong one in the wrong,
That's
in the
my
wrong
house.
container the other day.
We were filling up the we had some overflow bourbon honey that we had down here that we hadn't poured in that tank yet, and Tom grabbed it and thought it was our darker honey, so he took it and he dumped it into the darker honey, and as soon as it started pouring you could smell it that it was the bourbon honey. He's like, oh crap. Luckily there wasn't very much. This tank was pretty much empty, so we just emptied it out and cleaned it.
Well, so you can label that one Bourbon Honey Special Blend.
That's thinking, Joy.
Yeah, Special Blend.
Special blend.
Special blend.
Bourbon honey light is what it'd be.
Yeah, there you go.
So we had to empty that all out. Like I said, there was probably only maybe an inch or so of honey in that tank left over, so it's not like there was that much. But I had to empty all that out so we could pour it into the correct tank and then squeegee, and clean that out to get all the bourbon barrel stuff out of it. Oh well, keeps life interesting.
Jeremy's in the house.
We had a market today, and you can tell we're in a dearth because there were bees all over our table, and no honey drips anywhere. Just bees; they could just smell it.
Yeah. Smell through that bottle.
Yep. Yep. I hate it when that happens sometimes because I think sometimes it keeps people away from our table when they see all the bees flying around. You know what I mean? Like they want the honey, but they don't want to compete with the bees for the honey.
Share another labeler with you, Joey.
Okay.
Short video on it. This is the Primera.
AP Series label applicators automatically apply product labels fast and accurately. Primera's AP Series label applicators are the perfect semi-automatic labeling solution for cylindrical containers, as well as many tapered containers, including bottles, cans, jars, and tubes. Setup and operation is quick and easy. First, set the guides, then place your container in the machine, press the foot switch, and your label is applied. With an AP Series label applicator, you'll be able to apply labels at speeds of up to 1,200 per hour. Labels are applied perfectly, without wrinkles, giving your finished products a highly professional look. 2 models are available. AP360 is the base model. It quickly and efficiently applies single labels at a time. AP362 is an advanced model. It can apply 1 or 2 different labels to a single container. A built-in LED counter and memory for up to 9 front-to-back label offsets is also included. AP Series label applicators are an ideal accessory to Primera's LX or CX series label printers. The applicators can also apply roll-fed pressure-sensitive labels produced by most other flexographic, offset, and digital presses. To learn more about Primera's label accessories and best-selling LX series color label printers, visit us on the internet at www.primeralabel.com.
I like it.
Oh. That's
Yeah,
kind of
I
my, my wish list of choice. It's $2,000, it says.
Yeah.
I think that was a Canadian price, though. I'm not sure.
Is that a Canadian company?
It's American company.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think that was American price, $2,072. That's plenty, for a machine like that. I think that's a lot. But still.
On something like that, I wonder if you have to have special labels. I mean, or just any labels in general that you buy wherever.
Well, just, on a roll, that's all.
Okay. I didn't know if you had to actually buy their labels or what.
No. No. The labels I use, the way they're on a roll, that would work perfectly.
Okay. You need any of these?
No.
Well, guess what?
What?
It's time for me to go. I got to eat.
What do you have for dinner?
I barbecued some chicken. I got some mashed potatoes. I made too much last night, and then I don't know, probably make a salad. I'm out of asparagus because my friend in Chicago or in Illinois won't ship me any.
I don't have any to ship you, buddy. I wish I did have. I like it too.
I need to go to your house and when it's growing in what is it, February, I think?
April, March and April. Usually it's the first thing that's harvestable in this part of the
I'll walk over there at night and grab me a whole bunch.
I've got a neighbor that's got about, I don't know, maybe 23 acres of it.
So anyway, I'm going to bug out of here.
Glad you come in,
I
man.
have a question for you, but that's okay.
Okay, go ahead, JW. I knew you
Don't
were
fall
gonna
for it. Don't fall for it.
Uh-oh. My
No,
doorbell.
I'm kidding you, Tom. Go ahead. Try.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Yeah,
See
same
ya.
to you.
Bye.
This bottle's for JW.
Okay, let me see. What
I
you
know
do?
what that is. That's
Cheers, Mr. Irwin.
I'm telling you, that's nasty stuff.
Nice.
Hey, I don't know why I love that man, but I do.
That's nasty stuff. I'm telling you.
He's got a mouth on him, Brad, but I still like that guy.
Y'all sell a lot of the bourbon honey?
A lot. Yeah, we decided to go with that flask style. You know, it's a 200 milliliter flask. And then we got these tamper-proof lids that go on there, plastic lids. So, I don't know. I think it kind of helps to...
It presents well.
Sorry about the bubbles that are in there. They'll work their way out. But anyway.
Well, let's see if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Kimberly Smith wants to know how many black jar entries she can have.
One black jar per person.
Only one, Kim. Kimberly, if you can hear her.
So I guess if you got two kind of honeys, you had to get somebody else to put one in for you.
Well, that is a choice, I guess.
She could have her husband do it. Or does it have to be a different household?
I'm not sure if you have to read the rules, but I know it's definitely one per person.
Yeah, go on the Illinois State. They should have those rules posted by now, I would think. You could find out what that says specifically.
Well, don't they supply you with the black? That's what Brian's talking about. Don't they supply you with the black jar and then you dump your honey into that?
Yes.
That's right. Typically, I believe you need like 4 ounces. I'm thinking
2 ounces. Yes, they provide you the jar, and you need about 2 ounces.
I thought they wanted more than 2 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
They typically tell you.
I know that I had your bourbon honey up there at our club meeting. It was a tasting event last year, and it was quite popular as far as people wanting to taste it.
Yeah.
Brian asked how they go about making the black jar. Is it the actual black jar? Is it coated with something?
Yeah, it's a plastic black canister.
Oh.
It looks like a bigger version of what you used to put film into, like a photograph film.
Yeah.
A little black jar with a little gray top. Something similar to that. It kind of reminds me of that. It might be just slightly bigger than that.
It is. It's about the size of a specimen jar when you go to the doctor's office.
What's a specimen jar?
But it's black.
Can you
puts it in a barrel.
I'm not sure what that is.
I could say something, Brent Wells, but I won't about that where they put it, that bourbon barrel. Where they put that honey.
Yeah, so Brent, that's right. We put it in a used bourbon barrel.
Then they fill up the tank full of honey and pour a fifth in.
I mean, I guess you actually could do that, because even when you would depend on how long you let it sit, because obviously unless you pasteurize that, you could cause that honey to ferment with the moisture and also the alcohol that you're adding to it. I'm guessing that could probably happen. I don't know how long that would take specifically. I haven't run that risk.
I would suggest it about have to be the other way, wouldn't it? Brad, your honey and your yeast is what makes it makes it the alcohol in it, like when you're making mead. You add yeast to honey to make mead, do you not?
See you later, be for real.
Philip, black jar is strictly about taste. Nothing else.
Doesn't even have to be clean.
Nope, doesn't have to be clean.
So Brett's English talks about how sometimes people will put like a rubber cockroach inside there or
Eyeballs.
like an eyeball. He said that he's found all kinds of stuff inside that black jar as people being kind of funny or trying to be, wise guys. It'd be something that JW would do basically.
But yeah,
That's not
that
very
jar
nice.
is strictly flavor.
I'm such a nice person. I can't believe you'd say that about
Later, but lunchbox.
Just because I make fun of your bourbon honey, because I do not like the taste of bourbon in any way, shape, or form. Don't hold that against me. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't like the smell of bourbon.
Hey, don't.
He
He
froze
liked
up. I got his goat. He can't talk.
Yeah, you froze him up, didn't you, JW?
Yeah, I froze him up. That's the first time I ever shut him up in my life.
I think stealing my bandwidth is what he did. Kimberly, we left in there for 90 days.
Y'all turned it every so often, didn't you?
Yeah. Just to try grab everything out of that barrel.
And we don't put a full 50 gallons.
The barrels I have are 53.
You know, my brother-in-law, he makes moonshine / bourbon, whatever. He uses the smaller barrels like this. They're about this, I don't know, they're like a 5-gallon barrel.
Yeah.
I need to see if I can borrow one from him and try to make me some out of that.
Those small barrels
Kim
are
tried
hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, they're hard to get a hold of. So you
Kim
can get
said she did it, but it crystallized.
Yeah, it'll. I mean, it's still honey. It's gonna crystallize.
I don't know. We didn't. Our experience wasn't like that, honestly. Ours didn't crystallize in that.
Hey, Matt.
Well,
Let's
we've done
see,
it winter. We've always done it over the summer.
Jason Crooks did it, and his crystallized too. But I think they put a honey or a hot blanket on it.
Matt's in the house.
Matt, I would suggest that if you use the same barrel over and over, you're going to draw the bourbon flavor out of that wood.
Yeah.
We only use ours once.
Yeah, we only use it once. And I would say if you're going to do that, I would probably, one thing that I've done to kind of like charge ours a little bit, because the couple we got were pretty dry, is I got some of the bourbon that was in that barrel. The last one was made of Stumpy's, which is over in Illinois on JW side. And I actually got a clean, brand new little bitty sprayer, and I stuck it inside the bunghole, and in a mist, I sprayed the whole inside of the barrel, and I'd let it dry, and I'd come back and spray it again. I'd let it dry, spray it again, and let it dry. Because keeping in mind that honey is hydroscopic, if there is any moisture in that wood, it'll pull it straight out of the wood. And then what happens is, for us anyway, before you got to 90 days, the barrel will start to leak because the wood has now shrunk up a little bit. So, and that's been a little bit more challenging on rehydrating the wood so that it doesn't continue to leak. But luckily on our first batch, it was toward the very end of it. So I just kind of tolerated it.
Knowing that now, it'd probably be best just to go every day, maybe spray that barrel down a little bit.
Something we've also put wet towels over the outside of the barrel too.
Tom, Mike sent you a link to some kind of label he has on his at his factory.
Oh, he sent me a YouTube link, looks like. It's probably some $10,000 or $15,000 machine that I can't afford.
No, you can do that. $6,000 on capper, no problem.
That's the big splurge that I had, was that. Everything else has been far cheaper than that for me.
Might even been 7, Charlie.
Huh?
It might even have been 7.
It wasn't.
I think it was more like 8, maybe.
I mean, it is now.
They probably are now. Yeah.
Expect a 10% increase on licensed equipment year over year. That's what the guys from Better Bee told me. 10%. And it usually happens in January. So if you order something like licensed equipment before then and pay for it, then you're good. But usually, like when it goes to Nabi, the price increases have already hit. So Gary asked a question. He said, just curious, would it not have the same taste as adding maybe a teaspoon of bourbon to your honey? Gary, I can't answer that because I don't know that, because I feel like you're getting into dangerous grounds when you start adding too much moisture to honey, because again, you're letting it sit for 90 days. So unless you go in there and kill the yeast off with heat, and I don't know, I feel like that's dangerous territory.
Melissa, there's one from Melissa. There's something about ISBA. What's that?
Oh, it's the Illinois State Beekeepers Association. Kimberly, I'm not sure. You'll have to go on the Illinois State. Kimberly Schmidt is asking, Melissa, can I put bourbon barrel honey in the ISBA?
I haven't looked to see what categories they have. If they have a infused honey category, then yes, it would have to be an infused honey category.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how many more labels we have, so I would stop.
That's all I need.
See you later, Randy.
Good night, Randy. Good to hear from you.
Yep.
Maybe not.
I have to get those ordered right away. If I order them tonight, they'll probably be in better.
This is the last that we had.
Brad, do you strictly changing the subject a little bit? Carry on a little conversation. Do you sell all your product through retailers, or do you do some of it directly to your customers?
I do both.
Okay.
I sell to stores and directly to customers. I do deliveries. I do very few markets nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two a year. Most of it goes through retail, though. I just find that's a little less time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I can kind of make one stop and move, 4 dozen jars of honey at one time. That kind of thing.
The workshop thing that Janet sent. She sent the new one.
I get a good reach that way too. Real large area for my customers. But there's a lot of customers, and there's a few products that I don't sell through stores. There's not a lot of stores want to sell the pails, the 6-pound, 11-pound pails, that kind of thing. So a lot of times they'll either get deliveries or come to the farm here and get it. I appreciate, the cost savings and the convenience when people pick up honey.
Sure.
But I always, spend all the time they want with them. I'll give them tours of the bee yard while they're here. I'll kind of drop what I'm doing and show them around if that's what they want. So there's a little bit of a possible time commitment there, but I don't mind. Makes for a good connection, between the consumer and where their food's coming from. They really appreciate that.
Gives you a bit of a time to take a break too if you're committed to something.
Well, it gives me more energy too, because they're always fascinated to see it.
Yeah.
And it rejuvenates. It kind of changes my attitude about it too.
Yeah.
And makes me remember that, yeah, this is cool. This is fascinating.
I don't know. Hope you're asking about that rum. Is it'd have to be, see those, if I understand it correctly, now I'm up here I'm talking about how bad I don't like the smell of it, but there's quite a bit of bourbon manufactured just across the border here from me, and Kentucky, that's the bourbon capital of the U.S. I think they actually some of those bourbon flavors, I think they actually burn the inside of those barrels before they put the bourbon in it.
Yeah, they do. They're all
Yes,
charred.
sir.
Now Hope was asking about rum. I'm not even sure how rum is processed. I don't know enough about making it.
I've heard of people using rum barrels and doing that, the same thing.
Doing what, Brett or Tom?
What?
Taking a bourbon barrel and he was asking about making rum flavored.
Yeah, I'm certain. I have heard people doing that. I have not.
Okay, I don't know anything about that.
But to answer your question, yes, the inside of those barrels they fire all of them. They're all charred.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you look really closely at the bourbon barrel honey, you'll see there's very, very small, tiny little flecks of char in it. Anything that gets through a 400 or 500 micron screen.
Yeah. I may stand corrected on this statement, Brent, but I think one of the bigger retailers of bourbon barrels is right down, not too far from the Bee Expo there at Nobby.
That's
right there in Ledwell, not too far
Midwest
away.
Barrel.
Pardon me, Tom?
Is that Midwest Barrel you're referring to?
I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
They're a very large retailer of used bourbon barrels.
Yeah, we've looked into buying barrels from them.
You know,
They're
I'll
expensive.
tell you a manageable size barrel if people wanted to use it. So a 53-gallon barrel is.
Oh, that's a bunch.
Oh man, the barrel is heavy. It's cumbersome. It's hard to maneuver and manipulate. We actually had a guy custom make us a couple of barrel rollers. So the barrels actually go like this, and it'll stand high enough off the ground that I can fit a 5-gallon bucket in there. When I spin the bung to the bottom of the barrel to drain it out, I can get a 5-gallon bucket with about 6 inches of in there. So I told him what I wanted, and he designed it on AutoCAD, and then he manufactured it for us. Actually made us two, as a matter of fact. And they work well. I don't have any pictures of it right now, and that the garage.
I think you can get those charred barrels. Correct me if I'm wrong, if everybody knows, but I think you can get them as small as 15 gallon.
Yeah, you can. Oh, I just ran out. They don't have the last one.
Okay,
I might be putting out too much information. You people think I'm be turn me in for being a bootlegger.
Yeah, we knew you were doing that. That's why you pushed back so hard on it.
I sell dope. I don't do bootlegging. Meth pays a lot more than bootlegging.
There you go.
I'm not sure if I'm understanding DC's question.
Is that all you needed to fill for tonight?
5-gallon barrel, okay. But was the Kimberly, was the 5-gallon barrel, was it, I don't know what you call it, toasted? Charred?
I don't know if it's
call that char in the barrel when they burn like that for liquor.
So pull up Michael 21st B's comment. He has some understanding of this as well. Him and I have talked a little bit more about it. There is a bit of science behind it that'll alter the flavor for sure. Yeah, I don't know if you would want too much of that oak taste in there. I'm sure a little bit will probably be good, but my guess is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, I would think if you got too much of that oaky taste in there, it probably goes a little bit bitter. You're probably teetering on that line of that sweet to kind of a little bit of bitterness.
Let me ask you this.
Probably impart tannins in it, and the tannins are bitter.
Yeah.
I'm changing the subject a little bit, but does anybody ever have a screen bottom board hive have a swarm on the outside of the bottom board screen on a
Yeah.
occupied hive?
Yeah.
Just like this down there.
You have had, Tom?
Yep. You got a queen coming back. Instead of going in the hive, she'll go underneath there and hang underneath.
I figured it was
I had that this year.
I had one last year, and I got one there now.
we had one today, or Matt did.
Sometimes I think it might be a virgin or a virgin that pushed out and just came right there when she got
the problem
made.
was bad. We didn't go back into the hive to see if we find a queen inside the hive. I figured maybe it's a mother-daughter deal, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
Got the queen with the swarm, put it in one of my 5-frame nuke boxes, but I'd never, of course, I don't use hardly any screen bottom boards. I use about all solids.
Screen bottom boards, I was just thinking, if you think about how the theory about how a robbing screen works,
Yeah,
that's what a screen bottom board is.
That's
exactly what it is.
One of the reasons I don't like them too well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of phasing all mine out.
I personally never had that happen that I recall. I may have, and then didn't know what it was one time or another. We did find that queen today, and they was on Matt and Nate did. Nate did come out with him. That was quite an experience. And we're going to get the idea that you might be into the booze pretty stout if you just keep popping up to all these different wine and barrels and bourbon barrels. I'm going to start talking about you now on the air.
He's ornery.
Hang out.
I'm tasting me some bourbon honey right here.
Where'd you get that from?
That's hard.
Is that ours?
Somebody in Missouri.
Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that guy.
Here.
It actually tastes better now than it did when you first gave it to me.
Kind of aged a little bit. You'll notice that'll darken a little bit over time too.
Where's the camera? It does. It tastes good. I don't know if it tastes like bourbon, but it's good.
It's kind of that bourbon or that flavor, you'll get it on the backside. You won't taste it when you first put it in your mouth. You taste the sweetness from the honey, but when you let it sit in your tongue for like a half a second or a second, that's when you start to pull that flavor out of it.
Huh. Brad, you got something up there?
I did. I sent it to you.
Yeah, Melissa. If you
Are
pull
you
it
ready?
up, JW's gonna throw a fit.
Yeah, go
Don't
ahead.
do it. He's gonna throw a fit.
Make your plans now for February.
Uh,
There's the EMBA's workshop. Got Greg Rogers, Kent Williams, Brian Zavada, Jim Masucci, Frank Rinkovic, Lewis Bartlett, Kent Heickamp, and John Pasha. They're local guys.
Well, I think that's just great, Melissa. Good job.
Make your plans now. Get your reservations in.
JW, Melissa does all the work for that, right? I basically just kind of like
There's no doubt in my mind that's a fact.
Hey, I just ride her coattails the whole time.
That's
So full
exactly right. I
disclosure,
know that.
full disclosure, I just ride the coattails. That's all I do.
Yeah, you notice how nice I am to her and how mean I am to you, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah.
This isn't my first
I know.
rodeo.
If you were nice to me, I would suspect that something was wrong.
Well, I always tell my wife, well, it was the least that I could do. And, I'm a big fan of doing the least I can do.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer there.
That's my motto too.
Don't put off for tomorrow what you're going to leave till the next day.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. You hear that, Melissa?
Clearly, you didn't listen.
Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today.
No,
You
he
were
didn't say
speaking
that.
straight toward.
He said that you can do
toward
the next
Melissa.
day.
No.
Don't put off for tomorrow what you can leave till the next day.
Oh, well,
Yes.
you can leave.
Right.
Stop it. I'm going to mute
That's
you.
right.
Stop it, Brad.
Thank you. Tom thought you had me there.
I misheard you. Doggone
Yeah.
it. Backfired on me.
Brad, that kind of reminds me when I used to work for a lot of governmental companies like TVA and stuff like that down here. We used to always try to get the hard work done first when I was in construction electrician. When we got laid out on a project, we'd try to do all the hard stuff first. And I was working up in North Alabama at a coal burning plant, and they put me with a local guy, and we started a project, and I was going to put this big panel up. He said, no, we're not putting that panel up today. I said, why not? He said, I'm going to tell you why. He said, this is a government job, and they're always changing things up. He said, we're going to put these receptacle outlet boxes up. That's easy work. And we worked all day putting all the little outlet boxes up. We were on a towboat dock is where we were at on the river. We put all them little small boxes up all day long. The next day we got ready to hang that big box. They come got us and pulled us off. He said, you see, that's why you do all the easy work first. I learned me a lesson on that job.
And Melissa, another thing is when Tom says he's going to do something, he'll do it. You don't have to remind him every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, Tom's pretty good about getting stuff done. When he decides he wants to do something, he finishes it. He completes his
Don't
task.
you go to bragging on him, Melissa. I'm just getting
Pretty well. I do have to give him that.
Don't you go bragging on him now.
I do have to give him that.
I'm just about to get him tore down. Now you're going to build him back up.
I mean, I have been waiting on my bathroom to get redone for about 3 years, but
Miss Kimberly, a suggestion to you if you want to make some good alcoholic flavored. Miss Lisa Gowan, what is that? Graham's Homestead and Beekeeping. Is that what she goes by now, Lisa? Grammy? She made some cherry amaretto jelly last year, and I got some of it at Nobby. Bought it off of her and Libra, and it was some of the best jelly I ever tasted. To my taste buds, it was wonderful stuff, and I'm almost out, and I asked her specifically to bring some more to Nobby this year. Good stuff. Cherry amaretto.
Tom, you see DC's question? He wasn't in here when you told what they were earlier.
Yeah. So this one is 16 gallon. The one that Melissa's using is 25. And then the other one to the right of the screen, my left, is another 25. They're really not that big. I mean, you can get, it goes 42, and then I don't even know from there. It goes, what's the next size up, Charlie? They get really big.
40, it goes all the way up to like 800 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
interjecting here back to Miss Kimberly. Miss Kimberly, if you're not a liquor enthusiast, I guess you might say, is amaretto is a almond based liqueur, and it's very good. And you mix that with, and she makes it cherry and puts the. You'd have to contact her to make. I mean, know the recipe, but I suggest that it's a cherry jelly with the almond flavoring added to it. Very good stuff. Delicious, in my opinion.
Where's that poster you just put up for EMBA or whatever it is? Where's it? Is it on Facebook?
I did share it on Facebook. Yes,
Yeah, it just got shared tonight.
I shared it like 500 million times tonight. I put it on the No Life Beekeepers page too.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I got all my classes right.
Hey, John Boxteagle, I just sent you a friend request. Accept it, and I'll send you those pictures over.
There it is. The 20th.
Y'all, we've been going 2 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the chat down.
Do you know why these staples are in here?
Appreciate everybody coming in.
I'll put them up.
Anybody want to say anything before I hit the leave button?
Sign up for the Navi dinner.
Good night, everybody.
I'm going to say JW is still my best friend, even though he was being mean to me. All right, I'm just going to leave it out there.
Being mean to you.
I'm leaving good vibes out there. Hope you guys have a good night.
Good
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
Night, everybody.